Howdy YouTube, welcome to RAND'S Garage. Right now I'm laid off at the moment, so figured to try something different. Right now I'm building a 28 Tudor rat rod. I'm just trying to make it pretty much a roller right this moment. Trying to figure out how I want to do it. Then later on I gotta do a starter to the 50 Buick out back there. And my GMC, which is a 41. Got all kinds of stuff. Work on anything and everything pretty much. If it's got a motor and motor and wheels, I'm interested. Now let's get into it. So here it is. It's pretty rusty. I acquired it from a friend of mine, and right now I just got the rear axle just wrapped in there with a ratchet strap so I can roll it around. I'm going to be working on this front end, so a lot of cutting and grinding and welding. I got to make a plate there coming up for the springs for the spring perch. But first, before I do all that, what I want to see is if I can undo these bolts right here on each side and flip this all around so that way the steering's on this side of the axle. And then for my bars here, I got two of these that are actually for the springs, which are right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these support my axle. And in order to do that, I have to put a bushing or something in there, and I'm going to make it greasable. Put a grease fitting on it eventually. So that's what it is. And if I go to this side, I've already put a bushing into this side. So that way you can see what it looks like. Right like that. And all I did was go to Tractor Supply. They got them on the shelf. Right there, they're almost $3 a bushing, so cheaper than buying parts. So trying to do it basically just building out of nothing. I'm not very good at videos right now, because I gotta figure all this stuff out. But so I'm gonna start by undoing these bolt nuts, I should say, and swapping this around. See how it goes. Well, this is gonna be kind of hard without two hands, so yeah. Well, looky there. It worked. Gave her a slight tap of the hammer and boom, she was out of there. So now that all works out. Now I can move my axle back where I need it. Oh yeah, help if I move the block. I'm gonna have to drop things down. Everything's high now. that one down. There we go. I need one of them photo people. A video person, I should say. So yeah, I already figured out my center point of the frame in between. The only thing I gotta figure is where the center point of the axle, which I want to say is gonna be right where the center bolt is in the spring. But seen stranger things, so grab a tape measure. Measure her out. I'm gonna go from inside that hub. So I am at 27 inches. Now let's see what we got on this side. Something's. I gotta do some figuring here. Well, I'm right about the center point on the spring. It's just everything's a little sticky. They need a little bit of lube. Put some oil to it. Good old oil can. Got them oil holes just like the good old days. So now that'll be able to get me set up so that way I can get this pretty much squared up and weld the brace in there. Tie it together. So I just took my hammer and I just tapped it in there a little ways. But I think I'm going to drive it down with my press. I think that's a better option. Put some lights up here. Not quite thick enough yet. Ain't gonna take too much pressure. Put that underneath it. Here's my handle. And here we go. And things are a little slow because it's cold. There it goes. It's going down in. But since the board don't give out first. Where my oil go? Gotta fill up my jack. Put some oil in there. And now maybe we have some pressure. Gotta get a plug for that one of these days. Alright, you're being stubborn. Do. Come on. Here we go. There she goes. The wood's not liking it. And she's gone. I'll kick that in a little bit. Come on, come on. There we go. Tighten there. Here we go, we're getting the gumption again. There you got her. So now what do I need to do is I need to jack the frame up so that way I can come up level right here across to the springs and see it's higher than the frame. I want to be about level across that. But that's what I'm going to do next. So what I did is I chalked my wheels at 3 inches directly across the front of the frame to the axles, the straightest point. And then what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up welding these, because they got a nice smooth surface to the shaft of the bolt. Weld them there, but I got to make sure that's the same length as the frame. But I want to get the spring attached first, and then I think I'll be good. So now I'm trying to figure the distance I need to get my piece of steel at. So there's my center point there. I want to say about 7 inches. 7 inches will give me a little overhang. And then I gotta figure out for my U-bolts right there where I gotta drill. And I'm gonna cut out of that. So I'm gonna do that. Yep, so that way you can see what I'm doing. So I use a typical square. Mark a straight line. Then I'm going to cut it with this with a cutting disc. Grinder, with a cutting disc. Just simple tools. Gonna get loud. Can't forget the safety glasses. So I'm gonna grind the slot. That way I can get a good ground for my welder. Clean up the metal right there where I've got a weld. Give it a nice spot. So, let's see what this looks like. Leave the jagged side out, make it look extra ratty. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to figure out what the center point of this is. That's for sure. Four-inch, so 2.5. No, 4-inch. Two. So that's gonna be like so. Put a marker center point. I'm gonna do the soapstone. Soapstone. What did I do? Oh, right here. I like soapstone. My father brought me up using soapstone, so I continued to do it. I guess a family thing, I guess. I don't know. Soapstone works good on metal anyway. So what I did is I just marked the middle of that, so that way I know where the middle is. Now, I'm going to get that square. Mark my center point all the way across. I'll bring the guys in here so that we can see what I did. So what I did is I ground a spot here so that way I can put my ground for my welder. And then I also ground each side of that so that way I have a good place to weld on the piece of steel. So well, back again. It's been 2 days. I had to kind of wrap the rat rod up kind of enough so I could be able to slide it out, because we had some yucky weather, and the next day I had a car coming in for new halo headlight. So yeah, so I had to put it together enough so I could roll it out. I'll try to explain what I did for lining this thing up and putting it together. So there it is. It's somewhat together. It's not 100% yet. Obviously I probably have to still align things and everything else, but what I did is I measured from the end of my frame to where I wanted the rod and my fastener on the frame to get the exact on the other side, so that way the front end was straight on. What I did before was, I mentioned in my other video, was I was going to go 3 inches, but I ended up deciding to go 2 inches because I could bring it back a little bit, and that gives enough space in between so nothing should happen to hit or anything like that. Obviously I had to measure out my U-bolts, be able to put in there, drill the holes for the U-bolts to come up through to attach the spring. Obviously I still gotta drill out a center hole for the center bolt in the spring. But yeah, starting to look pretty good. Taking time though. Had a few interruptions, but it's coming along. I think the next project I'm going to go with now is, for now, I'm just going to leave the front end as it is right this minute and move on to my rear end. That way I can get this fastened in here. Ratchet straps work, but only temporary. So yeah, I gotta figure out what I want to go with. I got a few ideas. I got coilovers right there, which I can weld to the axle and then weld somewhere onto the frame here. But I want to do it kind of old school way. I don't know. I'd like to do the full length, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Kind of like to do the wishbone style. So you look underneath and you go, oh, wow, it's wishbone, you know? You don't see that very much anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as this right now. Like I said before, is I got the starter and the Buick that I gotta do. And I do have a few videos on my page of this way back when I was really going to town on it, and I mounted a turbo in it. That all worked all right, but the carb can't keep up with the pressure of the turbo, so I ended up just holding off on that idea so that way I could drive it around. Not sure if I'm still gonna go with that idea of the turbo, or maybe a Pro Charger or something, just to give it a little more oomph. I don't know. And then there's my 41 GMC. I got a few odds and ends that I gotta do to that, so yeah. Like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing and want to see more. I'm always doing something, so we'll catch you on the next one.